G'day to all you sweet people. How's it going? It's time for some caffeinated inspiration. This is the Creative Coffee Break. I'm your host, Marc Suess, and today I'm in the studio with Marta Harms, a very talented graphic and UX designer that I have the pleasure of working with from time to time. Good morning, Marta.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, Marc.
Of course. Tell us real quick, what are you having? What's your coffee of choice?
So my coffee of choice is a cappuccino with oat milk. That's what I'm always grabbing.
Classic. And what are we talking about today? What idea did you bring with you?
So my idea is about working with creatives, and I experienced that there's a correlation between the way of working together as a creative team and the creative output.
Perfect. All right, let's grab your coffees and let's go.
Freshly brewed inspiration, delicious news, and hot tips to wake up your brand building. This is the Creative Coffee Break with Marc Suess.
So thank you for having me. Hi everyone again, I'm Martha. I work as a freelancer in graphic design. I do UX UI design and I do design strategy. Over the years, I keep finding one particular topic very fascinating, and that is creative teamwork. So I started working as an intern a few years ago, and I've worked freelance. I've worked with businesses over longer periods of times. I did co-working. So I've experienced different scenarios of working with clients and within a design team. And I kept realizing that it makes a huge difference when it comes to creative output, when there's a respectful, empathetic working environment, and when there's enough freedom for each creative individual to be able to craft next level ideas. So it makes a huge difference when we as creatives encourage each other, motivate each other, and support each other. And of course, it's equally important to give constructive criticism. But I guess there's also a difference in giving criticism and judging ideas too soon. But nevertheless, we should be believing in each other, and we should accept each other how we are as individuals. And every time that has been the case so far, the creative output has always been amazing. And I guess sometimes working together can be a little tricky when there's different hierarchies. For example, in agencies, when interns are working with creative directors, or when junior art directors work with senior art directors. But the more important is that we also respect and accept each other, no matter which level we work on.
Because I think an integral part of creative work is also this playfulness and not being ashamed of maybe saying something that's silly or stupid or funny. And I think hierarchies could really block this kind of a creative flow.
For sure.
So how does freedom in the creative process look like?
I guess what freedom in the creative process means is absolutely different for each individual. So me personally, I always found it helpful when a briefing is initiating ideas and it's not directing in a way that's too specific yet, or when my team doesn't communicate too much pressure to perform, or when there's room for me to fully unfold, like in a creative way, or when my team didn't show me too many examples of moods and similar cool cases. That's always been my personal creativity killer, I guess. And we all have different scenarios where we can be creative the best and where good ideas come in an instant. So, for example, one person needs to listen to a certain music genre, or the next person is working more systematically and has specific methods to find ideas. The next person is playing a little guitar, I knew as you do.
Yes.
And at the end, it's about feeling comfortable in our working environment. And there's really cool stuff that can be evolving.
I totally believe that. And I think it's interesting because this goes both ways. If you work within a creative team, you can respect each other, level the play field, so to speak. And also if you are company owner, brand owner, and you hire creatives, there are also great ideas or a great manual on how to treat them, how to fold them in. I think because at the end of the day, it's about trust. If you have to trust and rely on the creative process of the creative professional you hire. And if to build that trust, you can talk to them. Communication is key. And I think this goes both ways. There are always designers who say, oh, I wish I could read my clients' minds. There are so many changes, la, la, la. I always think, but that's part of your job as a designer, right? Communicate and ask for the right briefing. Okay, super interesting. So to wrap this up, what are your 3 tips, your 3 takeaways to work with creatives?
From a client's perspective, it's really nice if you give the designer space to develop ideas instead of, I guess, briefing a clear, non-changeable idea. So it's super important for us to have the space to develop the ideas or to develop the input you give and bring them to the next level. Yeah, I guess the second key is to get as many information as possible from the business you work with to get a good idea what you're working with. And I guess the third one would be that you give a good rebriefing when you communicate with your clients. So you both sides have a clear communication about what the project is about. So yeah, I guess a good communication is the key to success for a project.
Okay, guys, I think the coffee break is over. It was my pleasure. Thank you very much, Marta. This was very helpful.
Thank you for having me. I guess I'd wrap this up with a quote from Felix Lobrecht, and he has this famous podcast called Gemischtes Hack. And each episode he's ending with the words "Seid lieb zueinander," which basically means be nice to each other. So I guess this is exactly my point, but especially in the creative context.
What a nice quote. Thanks very much, Marta. Sweet people, I'll get back to you next week. If you have any questions or you want to join in for a creative coffee break, check out my Instagram or LinkedIn. If you want to learn more about brand building, design, and storytelling, check out the website sweetspot-studio.com. That's it for today. Take care, and I hear you on the sweet side.
This podcast is produced by Sweetspot Studio. New episodes each week, wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you enjoyed the show, leave a rating and subscribe to never miss an episode. Find out more at sweetspot-studio.com.